Right guys, welcome again. I thought I will record a little yoga sequence, so just trying to run through some of the basic movement, maybe giving you a little bit more time to think about the changes between the posture and then setting up a good posture as well. It's the same as usual, making sure that there is no pain or discomfort, as in joint discomfort, so any knee pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, there shouldn't be pain there. The joint shouldn't be straining, it shouldn't be affected. We're just trying to lengthen through the muscles, or trying to ease the movement through the joint, but we don't want to cause pain. So ease off on the pose, don't force it, don't push it, don't try too hard. Just listen to the body, do what you can, and then as the body relaxes, you might be able to do a little bit more. So coming to the front of the mat, I'm just going to step the feet nice and close together, keeping a little gap between the feet if you feel that feels more comfortable for your hips and the lower back. The shoulders are down, the chest is lifted, setting up into your Tadasana, into your mountain pose. So taking your time to feel the pressure under the feet, noticing if you're leaning forward into them, if you're leaning back, if there is more weight going through your right or through the left foot. See if I can keep the weight evenly spread, see if I can make sure that I'm not standing on one leg more than the other. I'm not gripping with the toes, that the toes are nice and light. Once you feel that the feet are grounded, so I can feel the floor, I can feel both of my feet. Then see if you can come up the thighs, so feel the tension at the front of the thigh. Imagine your kneecaps to be lifting up and towards the hips. So strong activation through the front of the legs. A nice lift through the rib cage. You think of the waist stretching a little bit longer. Letting the arms come down the side, dropping the shoulders down and away from the head, reaching through the neck, the chin nice and parallel to the ground. Once you feel that you can't lengthen yourself any further, you can't make yourself any longer, just holding it there, taking 3 deep, relaxed breaths there. Every exhalation, imagine to be floating a little bit higher, imagine to be stretching yourself a little bit longer. 2, 1. Tipping forward from the hips, I'm going to bend the knees, coming forward into Uttanasana, into your narrow fold. I'm just going to start to moving in and out of the pose actively. So I'm going to bend the knees, I'm going to try and flatten the lower back, tipping forward from the hips, so making sure that it doesn't become a back flexion, a lumbar flexion, it's just a hip flexion. So the torso is nice and still, the lower back is nice and still, it's just the hips are moving. So I'm just trying to come forward and back a few times to try and encourage that movement, making sure that it's my hip closing, it's my hip joint flexing that is bringing me forward, not the back that is rounding and arching to bring me forward. So if the hamstrings are tight, I might have to keep the knees reasonably bent. If my hamstrings are quite flexible, I might be able to keep them a little bit straight. It doesn't matter. Just making sure that you're not insisting on keeping the legs locked and straight when you feel that the movement is actually coming from your thoracic and lumbar spine flexing. See if I can think of the belly, see if I can keep it nice and long as I'm moving forward and back, because I don't want the belly to shorten, I want to stay the same length. We're going to try 3 more times. 2, and then last one, I'm going to hinge forward. I'm going to hold it steady there. See if you can think of your back nice and parallel to the floor. So I'm not dipping down at the moment. I'm just trying to get into about a tabletop position. Resting my hands at the front of the thighs if you want to. I'm trying to encourage a little bit more length. See if I can open up and lift it through the chest, lifting through the head too. And then same as you did for your mountain pose, see if you can think of your body growing longer. With the top of the head, I'm trying to reach to the wall in front of me. With my seat bones, I'm trying to pull to the wall behind. 3, 2, 1, and Easing your way back, releasing the legs, releasing the hips. I'm going to go back into mountain. I'm going to go back into Tadasana, but this time I'm going to add the arms. So I'm just going to extend into a longer pose, a longer reach, extending out into Astasana. So reaching down through the arms, trying to find the same connection into the feet, feeling the tension lifting up through the thighs. And then this time, locking the arms, feel the back of the arm tensing as much as your thigh muscles are tensing to extend through the knees. And then reaching forward into the arms and dropping the shoulders down and away from the head. I'm going to start raising the arms. As I get past the shoulder level, that's when I'm likely to start shrugging the shoulders up to the head and letting the arms bend, letting the arms flop. See if I can pay attention. Can I keep the shoulders depressed? Can I keep a long neck? Can I keep the back of the arm? Can I keep the tricep active? Maybe allowing the arms to open up a little bit wider if I feel that the shoulder is restricted. But try not to use any compensation. So I don't want the arm to bend, to allow the arm to reach higher. I wanted the arm to move a little bit deeper into the shoulder socket, a little bit further into the shoulder socket. I want the shoulder joint to do the movement. Once that I feel that I can't reach any higher, see if I can encourage the back of the arm to activate a little bit more, as if I was trying to squeeze the inside of the elbows towards the side of my temple, the side of the head. And then maintaining that stronger reach through, checking that the shoulders are still down so I can easily move the head from one side to the other. 3 long breaths here. 1, 2, 3, and easing the arms back, releasing the arms and releasing the legs. I'm going to combine the two together, so I'm going to try and see if I can get the arms to join me into the fold. So same as before, I'm going to keep the feet reasonably close, tipping forward from the hips, hamstrings a little bit warmer. I might have to bend the knees. I'm going to bend the knees. I'm going to close it through the hips and then trying to find that long straight back with that longer tabletop position. Then maintaining that longer tabletop position, lifting the head up slightly. Try not to look, I'm not trying to look straight ahead, but I'm looking about, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 feet in front of me, making sure that the head doesn't drop. And then from there, exactly the same as I did standing, I'm going to start reaching the arms forward as far as I can. Is it somebody grab hold of your wrist and who's pulling you forward? With the seat bones, I'm going to try and draw back. See if I can make that line a little bit longer from your fingertips all the way to the hips, and notice where the weight distribution is. I don't want to rock back onto the heels of the feet too much. I don't want to come forward onto the toes too much. I don't want any pressure into my knee joint. 3, 2, 1, and easing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the legs, just a little bit more connection through. I'm going to see if I can take it deeper, so this time I am going to drop down into the fold. Before adding the arms, I'm just trying to warm up a little bit deeper into the legs. So same starting position, tipping forward from the hips, bending the knees. I'm aiming for my belly to touch my thighs, so I'm going to close the hips, and then this time I'm going to go past that tabletop position, and then I'm going to keep folding forward. So I'm going to push the belly forward into the thighs. Think of your seat bones lifting up as if I was trying to stick my bum up in towards the ceiling. I'm going to let the ribcage relax down onto the knees, and then with the head I'm just going to try and reach down and towards the feet. Allowing yourself for just a 3 breaths here to relax. So I'm not pulling, I'm not forcing, I'm just trying to drop. A little bit heavier. And a little bit heavier. Each breath. Then pushing yourself up onto the fingertips, keeping the belly pressed onto the thighs. I'm going to lift the head up just above heart level, so I don't want to make myself feel dizzy. And then this time, I'm going to try and see if I can use the arms to take me deeper into the fold. So letting the ribcage drop down and towards the knees, allow the head to drop,
I'm going to reach the hands behind the legs as close to the feet as I can, and then squeezing the elbows in, squeezing the elbows together at the back. I'm going to try and reach my head to the feet, the seat bends up in towards the ceiling. So see if you can create enough tension into the back of the knees, the back of the legs. This is stretching through the back of the hamstring, opening up through the back of the knees, making sure that there is no pain into the front or into the back of the joint. 3, 2, 1. Looking forward, looking up. I'm going to set my hands down on the floor next to the feet, spreading the fingers, pushing the palms into the ground. I'm going to step back with my right foot, step back with the left foot. There is a little gap between the feet at the size of the hips, so my legs are not together. My hands are still shoulder width apart, spreading the fingers, pushing the palms into the ground. Think of all 5 fingers pressing into the floor, especially your little finger. And then exactly the same as you did standing, I'm going to bend the knees and then pushing back through the arms to see if you can push the belly into the thighs. And so see if you can find that nice straight line that from your hands goes all the way into your seat bends. And maintaining that lift into the seat bends, I'm going to try and gradually lengthen through the back of the legs and reaching the heels of the feet down and towards the ground. Just making sure that as you're doing so, you don't feel your hips have been pulled down. And then same as we did standing, making sure that the back doesn't suddenly go into flexion. So your shoulders are not going forward, your head is not traveling forward. I want my shoulders to stay open, my head to stay low. It doesn't matter if my legs don't go straight, that depends on my calves, that depends on my hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. Looking forward, looking up, I'm going to step the right foot back to the right hand, the left foot back to the left hand. Adjusting the position of the feet, spreading the feet, spreading the toes. I'm going to push the belly onto the thighs. I'm down into my fold again. The knees bent, the legs straight, the same as before, it doesn't matter. And then this time I'm just going to walk the hands a little bit further forward along the mat, along the floor. And then locking the arms straight ahead of me. There is absolutely no way to going through my arms, so my hands can stay off the ground. I'm just going to reach the fingertips down. I'm going to allow the head to drop down between the arms. See if you can think of the same length that you felt when you were pushing back into your dog. From the seat bones all the way into the arms. So there is no weight going through my arms. So there's no pressure through the wrist. There is a little pull going down the back of the legs. I'm just going to bend my knees as much as I need to ease off on the pull. Then to come up, I want to lock the arms in that position. So see if you can glue your arms to your ears. And then I'm going to lift up. Bending the knees more, dropping the hips lower if you need to. I'm just going to push my way all the way back up into Asana. And then holding it steady there. The shoulders are down, a little bit more connected to the back of the arm. 3, 2, 1. And release and back. Relaxing the shoulders, releasing the legs. And then I'm going to try and see if I can create a little bit more load through the legs. So keeping the feet nice and close together, I'm going to press the knees together. If my knees don't go together to begin with, as you bend them, you'll be able to squeeze them. So as soon as I can do so, I'm going to do so. I'm going to bend the knees and then dropping the hips, I'm going to try and sit down. So imagine a chair behind you. You don't know how high the chair is. You just know that it's behind you. So I'm going to try and drop down until I'm sitting on the chair. And then maintaining that position, see if you can notice the position of the upper body as well as the legs. The tendency is to wanting to come forward. Unfortunately, if I come forward, my hips tend to go up. What I want is the reverse. I want my hips to come down, my chest and my head to come forward and then stay up.
Squeezing the knees together, feeling that stronger connection through the front of the thighs and the back of the bum. I'm going to reach the arms forward to counterbalance and then see if I can bring myself into a more upright position. 3, 2, 1. And then easing your way back and releasing the arms down, relaxing the legs. I'm going to try and set up my chair pose again, but this time I'm going to join in with the arms. It's the same as I did for my fold, the same as I did for my down dog. See if I can bring the arms into that nice raise the position. So stepping the feet nice and close, I'm going to reach the arms forward, locking the arms through. This time, as soon as my hips start dropping, I'm going to raise the arms up. So I'm going to sit down onto my chair again, raising the arms, and then just notice the shoulders. If you're forcing the movement, you will find yourself hunching and struggling. So if I look at myself on the mirror, I will look at something like that. I don't want that to happen. So dropping the shoulders, lengthening through the neck, raising the arms up just as high as I feel that I've got that control. 3, 2, 1. And releasing back. Releasing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. And then I'm going to try and see if I can put all the movement into a little sequence. So turning to face at the shorter side of the mat and giving yourself a little space at the back for your down dog. I'm going to tip forward from the hips, setting the arms first, locking the arms straight in front of you, dropping the shoulders, easing the arms up. Holding onto your Astasana for 3 breaths. 2, 1. Tipping forward from the hips, so bend the knees as much as you need. Think of taking yourself into that tabletop position first, so trying to look forward, trying to look ahead. 3, 2, make yourself longer. 1. Bending the knees more if you need to, keeping the arms long in front of you, pushing the belly onto the thighs, reaching the fingertips as far forward along the mat as you can. There is no weight going through the arms, and let the head drop down between them. See if you can try and prepare your back for that nice long reach into down dog. 3, 2, 1. Placing the hands down by the side of the feet, allowing the shoulders and the head to drop, gradually reaching the hands behind the legs and then hugging yourself into a deeper fold. See if you can go a little bit further into that fold. 3, 2, 1. Placing the hands down close to the feet, raising the head up for a second, just making sure that you don't feel dizzy, you don't feel queasy, and then pushing the palms down into the ground, stepping back with the left foot first this time, stepping back with the right foot to follow through, setting up into your dog, pushing through the arms, lock the elbows, feel the back of the arms working, feel the shoulders, feel your armpits opening up, the head dropping down between the arms. With the sequence, I'm going to try and reach high up and towards the ceiling. With the heels of the feet, I'm going to lengthen my way down and towards the ground. 3, 2, 1. Looking forward, looking up, stepping your left foot back towards your left hand. Stepping your right foot next to the right hand, adjusting the position of the feet, stepping the feet nice and close together. Bend the knees, push the belly onto the thighs, and then start reaching the fingertips to the front of the mat, locking the arms straight in front of you, going back to that nice long straight line. This time,
As the arms go up, I'm going to drop the hips down. So coming up into your chair pose, raising through the chest, lengthening through the neck, making sure that you're not ending up into the hunched shoulder, awkward position. 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the legs, giving the legs a little walk, the shoulders a little roll. This is a little routine. You can repeat it as many times as you want, working on the different poses, especially the one that you're struggling the most with. And then please let me know any feedback. I hope you've enjoyed the session, and I hope I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.